What's up guys, Jinskircy here, and yes, the Ascend Mate 7 is finally over here. It's a really big box. I believe there are some accessories included as well. I wasn't quite sure what's in there, but anyway, I've got the Amber Gold, so 32 gigabytes as well, so that means it's got the 3 gigabytes of RAM. Now, if you purchase the 16 gigabyte edition, you're only gonna get 2 gigs of RAM, so that's that. Now, I want to thank Huawei and Vodafone for providing us the SIM card and, of course, the device. So, huge thanks to them, and I'm really excited to unbox this. Now, for the availability, I'm mumbling. Yeah, check out the description box below. So, if you want to find out more about the Australian availability. So, you know what? I'm just gonna open this up because I'm really excited. Again, as I've said, there's some accessories here. That's why I think the box is big. Alright, let's open this bad boy if I can. Oh, there it is. Alright, check that out. It's a 6-inch phablet. And look at that bezel. Very, very small bezel. We're gonna look at this a little later, so put it aside. So I've got the recycling bag. I put that aside as well, and we've got this. I believe the documentation. We've got the SIM ejector or SIM ejector. Yeah, SIM ejector tool. And here's the case. It's a very high quality case they've included. So we've got the flip case. So you've got that. Actually, that's real stitching right over there. We're gonna have a look at that later as well. So then you've got the documentation as well. So quick start guide. That's that. All right. Put that aside as well, and you've got the wall adapter. Some earbuds, and got a cable here and another cable. So we've got the micro USB to micro USB and a normal USB 2.0 to micro USB. I believe, let's see what else. Yeah, I believe that's it. So that's that. Let me put this back on again, and then I'll show you guys the phone itself. Alright, so here's the phone itself. It's a really big device, but it's really thin as well, so it's not super chunky. Let me just get rid of the plastic. But if you didn't know, this one actually has a dual SIM card slot, so you can use micro and nano. And with the nano, you're actually gonna have to use the the micro SD card slot, because yes, this one does have micro SD card slot as well. So you're gonna have to use that too if you wanna use the your nano SIM card. Just gonna power this on. So over here you've got the 13 megapixel camera. You've got the touch sensor right over there. You've got the flash, LED flash, Huawei logo on the back, on the bottom, and then you've got the speaker as well. It's metal back, by the way. It feels very nice as well. It's not super heavy. I think it's got the perfect weight, you know, for the size of the phone. So you've got the volume rocker as well. You've got the power button. Nice chamfered edges as well. Headphone jack at the top, and of course the microphone as well. And then over here, this one at the top is actually the micro SIM. And then on the bottom is the micro SD and nano SIM card. So that's that. Now I'm gonna pause the video for a sec and then just, you know, like get this thing sorted, and then, you know, just show you guys the software of the phone. Alright, so I've just set up the device, and this is the home screen of the phone. Now this is running Android 4.4.2 KitKat, so it's not on Lollipop, so you might, you know, be wondering why the soft keys are kind of like the Android Lollipop, but it's not running that. It's still KitKat, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's that. Now it's also running Emotion UI 3.0, so there's not a lot of changes compared to the 2.0, the one on the P7. So you can still, change the themes, which is, I believe this is the one I usually use, balance. So that's that. But you'll notice the system applications, have got different layouts. So for example, if I go here, shortcuts or notifications, I can just swipe, and there's that delete button as well to delete all the notifications. So if you go to settings and go to all and about phone, now this is octa-core, by the way, so it's called high silicon Kirin 925. So you've got the A15 and A7. So the A15, basically, if you play a lot of games, then that's the one that handles all of that. And if just browsing the web, and there goes the A7 chip. Now, as you can see, there's the 3 gigs of RAM. So as I've said earlier, because this is 32 gigs, then that means it's got 3 gigs of RAM. If you've got the 16 gigabyte edition, then you're only gonna get 2 gigs of RAM. So the screen is 6-inch, so Full HD, 1080 by 1920. There it is. Android 4.4.2 KitKat. There it is. And yeah, basically that's that. Now, as I mentioned, the system applications are slightly different compared to the Emotion UI 2.0. It's actually a lot cleaner. So this is actually the one I took earlier. I did test the camera. So the camera UI is also a lot different. You've got that all focus as well, so you can actually focus on different area of the photo. So that's that. It's actually a lot more polished. I really like the new look of the software, but again, there's not a lot of difference, as I mentioned. So basically what they did is they just really wanted to, they wanted more to be organized and flatter UI, just to keep up to date with Android's latest layout. So let's have a look at the notepad, quickly add something. There's that. Very nice keyboard as well, I've noticed, by the way. Calendar, very nice calendar. It's very, very clean. I really like the look of the applications here. So you've got that. It's so much different now. Like, I remember when I used the G6, when it still had the old Emotion UI. It looks so much different now. But yeah, that's it. Now, this is actually a dual SIM. So you've got the, as already probably mentioned that already, micro SIM at the top, nano SIM on the bottom, and 13 megapixel, as I've mentioned. And here's the case, by the way. I really want to mention the case because that's actually a nice looking flip case, and this looks like an expensive case as well. Real stitching, leather as well. I'm not quite sure, it's probably faux leather, but it does feel very nice. And if you really want to secure your device, then you gotta get a case. I'm using a case at the moment on my iPhone 6, so but you've got that metal finish, so you gotta have a case on if you don't want to damage it. But actually, you know what I wanted to demonstrate. I wanted to show you guys the touch, the fingerprint sensor, because it's so far the most accurate I've used apart from the iPhone 6. Oh, by the way, speaking of the touch sensor, you can, even if you've got wet finger, you can still unlock the device. So whereas with the iPhone 6, if you got sweaty hand, of a sweaty finger or oily finger, then it's not going to work. So here it is. Let me look for that. Security. Oh, there it is. Fingerprint ID. That's the one. All right. Pin. All right. All right. Doesn't really matter anyway. 1996. There it is. Enroll. All right. So quickly test this. So the setup is pretty similar to iPhone 6, and it does record 360 as well, 360 degree, so it's pretty accurate. All right, there it is. All right, now we're gonna unlock it and check this out. All right, bam, that's it. Or what you can do as well, you could double tap the fingerprint sensor, and that should unlock the device. There it is. So it's very, very accurate, and I was actually surprised about that. But yeah, there it is, guys. I just really wanted to be, short and quick about this, but that's just the Huawei Mate7. Again, I want to thank Vodafone and Huawei, of course, for providing the SIM and the device. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to be testing the camera. I'm going to be doing some benchmarking tests. And yeah, so there you have it. That's the Huawei Mate7 unboxing. Thank you all for watching. I'm Jens Garcia from Tech for Geeks, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.